you.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I do have concerns about this bill in its current form. These are partly informed by the National Farmers Union, of which I am a member through the family farms, which I am a partner, though they do apply to all other sectors of the economy and means of protection and regulation, whether that's of the environment, consumers or workers. My concerns are of practicality and not principle, and are driven by the desire to improve the UK's regulatory and legal framework after our departure from the EU. My principal worry is that the requirement to revoke all EU legislation by the end of this year is unrealistic, and such a sudden sunset clause sets down a framework for bad and hasty lawmaking. That said, I do acknowledge that there are provisions in the bill, in certain circumstances, for this deadline to be extended. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I make the following very brief observations. Coming nearly 7 years after the referendum, it is right that such a process is finally being legislated for. There are many aspects of the law which do require improvement and reform, but this needs to be carried out in a considered and not in a rushed manner, with a proper review process being set down and with full consultations taking place. The scale of the task within the proposed timescale is enormous, and there is a real worry as to whether government departments, such as DEFRA, have the capacity to carry out this work, and whether there will be unintended consequences of other important work, of which there is much in these challenging times, being given a lower priority. DEFRA alone have approximately 600 pieces of legislation to go through, and there may well be regulations of which they are unaware. A rash striking out of all laws by a set date could leave gaps in the law and the regulatory framework. We should also, Mr. Deputy Speaker, have in mind the implications for the government legal service, where morale is already low, and a recent survey found that 1/3 of them want to leave within a year. As well as the possible environmental and consumer protection risks that might inadvertently be created, there is a worry that there will be a negative impact from a business perspective on diverting attention, creating uncertainty, and delaying or cancelling investment decisions. In conclusion, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I am worried that this does appear to be a continuation of the approach that has been adopted since Brexit, of a rush without a considered long-term plan being in place to carry out work such as green trade deals that justify Brexit, seemingly striving for quantity rather than quality. We are in danger of losing the sight of what should be our ultimate objective, which should be to put in place better arrangements than when we were in the EU. I fear that with this bill, at its present form, puts at risk that we should be aiming for. I do hope that the government can allay my concerns, both in my honourable friend the Minister's summing up and in the other place. They would do well, I would suggest, to adopt my right honourable friend the member for Chelmsford, who's not in her place at the moment, the 4-point improvement plan that she set out in her contribution earlier in this debate. Thank you.
Very much.